We're just gonna go straight into Spirit of Justice. Oh, costumes. Test. Right. School days. Pretty cool. New game. The foreign turnabout.
Asia の西の果て。霊媒と神秘の国、クライン王国。
クライン王国。
今、革命の炎がこの国を飲み込もうとしていた。
Who's the narrator? Is it Phoenix?
まさかこんなことになるなんて。僕がこの国に来た時には思いもしなかったんだ。
Okay, so it's Phoenix. Phoenix is the main character, finally. Hey, I remember this kid. I'll be your guide. I'll be your guide. We also see Maya here, right? And she's fucking old. Okay, do we actually get to play the puzzle though? Death is not the end. Even after death, the soul lives on in the Twilight Realm. Priestesses can commune with the spirits of the dead. Fear not death. In the name of Holy Mother, fear only the impurities of your soul. Hey, ouch. Jesus Christ. The blight of my soul. I'll have the child take the blame. Jesus Christ, man. That's Jesus Christ. Finally here. So this is the Kingdom of Pride, huh? What a long trip. I wonder how many hours I was here. Is this it? This is trial day 1. Is that it? There's no investigation part. Whatever. Just look at this place. It's a cow. Get a load of this tree. Feels like I'm in another world here. Look at that gorgeous temple. I read that's the center of town. Am I Phoenix, right? I am. An ox in the middle of the street. I have to get a picture of that. I'll be... I've never seen anything like that. Is that a crane? Oh, it's a bird. It's a flamingo, but black. Excuse me, sir. Albie! Oh, yes. Pardon me, but are you Mr. Right? Yes. You saw me? You saw me when I got off that plane. Oops. Hope he hasn't been trying to get on my attention all this time. Are you? That's right. I'll be your guide at your service. I'm a monk in training at the temple, and I'll be your guide around town. Nice to meet you. Happy Rocky. Happy what? Happy Rocky. That's how we greet people in crime. It's like hello, or how do you do? It's a shorthand expression, you know, to know. Alright, let me give it a try. Hello, I'm Phoenix Wright. Happy Rocky. My name is Phoenix Wright, and I run a small law office. Well, that's what I do back home anyway. Right now, I'm just a traveler, a stranger in a strange land. Welcome to our country. Welcome to the Kingdom of Cryan, land of spirit mediums and mystery. I know something about spirits. This is for you. Hey, Makatama. What is this mysterious green? Oh, you know what it is. It's a Magatama. It's called a Magataman or Soban. Shaped like a Magatama. So yummy, it'll send your soul right to the Twilight Room. Doesn't that mean... Yeah. I think I'll indulge later. The thing he's wearing looks like a Magatama, doesn't it? I have to pay? No wonder his bag was so heavy. He's stuffed with all the tools of his trade. He got a cat in the bag. Oops, almost forgot to tell you something really important. It's about Miss Maya. She can't come to see you for a few days yet. Yeah? When I called her from the airport, she was still training up in the mountains. Told her I'll wait for her. Either way, I was glad to hear she's in good spirits. Maya Fame. She's a spirit medium who used to work as my assistant. Good old Maya. I came all the way out here to celebrate the end of her ascetic training with her. So she's done, right? She's done with her training? Ace of 27, where you can go back to normal, right? Got it, sir. Please don't hesitate if you need anything at all. I had a chance to show Miss Maya around a little bit too. If there's one person Maya was worried about, it's me. Because we both know how trouble likes to follow you wherever you go, she said. That girl worries too much. But you sure came early to the party, Mr. Wright, sir. I mean, Miss Maya won't be done with her training for another 2 weeks. I hate to admit it, but I came early because I was worried about her too. Oh, well, you know, I thought I'd get a little sightseeing first. Sightseeing? Well, I'm your man for that. I'll show you all the best sights the country has to offer. Thanks, that'd be great. I guess Albie takes this job very seriously. What are we waiting for? Those sights aren't gonna see themselves. You don't have to shove. First stop Temple, right here in the center of town. There's something I really want to show you. There's a heart of the town, Temple. It was created by the founder of Horizon, the Holy Mother herself. I'm training right here in this temple to be a monk someday. I read that the people of the country are all adherents of Cryanism. According to my guidebook, it's a religion with ancestral spirits and venturated. The Holy Mother was a great spirit medium who could commune with her ancestors' souls. And spirit mediums become queen to this day, direct descendants of the Holy Mother. A spirit medium rules the entire country, huh? Talk about power and influence. The main thing you'll want to see when you come to the temple is the Dance of Devotion rite. The Dance of Devotion takes place twice, once in the morning, once in the afternoon. The dance, along with the sell-off ceremony, is performed in the offering to the Holy Mother. The Dance of Devotion has... Hey, stop! Hold it. Slow down. Can't remember all that at once. Oh, sorry. Guess I got a little too excited. Anyway, the main thing I got from all that is that you really love your country. Well, that's sure true. I like this kid. He pours his heart into everything he does. Let's see. I guess I just explained about half of what I usually explain. So I'll give you a special discount and only charge you 10 damas for the tour fee. Thanks for your patronage. I guess he pours his heart into aggressive salesmanship too. Come to think of it, Miss Maya told me she could tell I love my country too. We stood here for about an hour while I told her all about the Holy Mother. Really, an hour? Hope that counts as patience training. And she seems really interested too. She listened to my whole speech. That doesn't sound like Maya, you know. Miss Maya's so kind and nice. She treats me really well, like a little brother. She's kind of like a big sister to me. This is Maya Fey you're talking about, right? Maybe she's grown up since I last saw her. What do you mean grown up? She put on the lipstick and that's it. This time around, you gotta hurry into the temple right away. But first, let me give you this lyrics card for a song of ceremony I told you about. There's an English translation of the lyrics too. What was the beginning of her benevolence's dance of devotion? Her benevolence. The princess. When dragon and tiger battle, I think a dragon would win, right? I think the dragon would win. For treason. So, people just look at this dance 24/7? Every day they come to see her dance. Let me in. Why won't you let me? Hey, we got a courtroom here too. Because you're a foreigner. What business could you have with this court? Told you, my friend is on trial there. The police raided the temple in the middle of the dance performance yesterday and arrested Albie on suspicious reason. I was worried about Albie, so I had to come see his trial. Trial isn't a tourist attraction, so clear off. If you want a picture for your scrapbook, take one of me and get out of here. Look, you got it all wrong. Just great. Well, I guess there's only one thing to do. Tell him I'm a lawyer. I'm a foreigner, but I'm not your average foreigner. He's an average foreigner. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor, lawyer, or a nurse. You're a foreigner. You're the average foreigner. A lawyer? I can't. That's not possible. What's he so shocked about? Oh, whatever. Now's my chance. Nothing wrong with a lawyer entering the courtroom, right? Wait, get back here, you. This is the attorney's courtroom. Wait, isn't that her benevolence? What's she doing here in the court? The divination scenes has been performed. I will now hand down my verdict against the accused. Sorry, Albie. A verdict already? But trial only started. Guilty. There's gotta be some kind of mistake. Take another look. No, no, no. Shun's performance by the Princess Raifa are infallible. They show only the truth. What right do you have to question her abilities? But I didn't. Hey yo, Thomas Paine. Something Paine. Paine something. You didn't do it. Your benevolent, allow me to explain. I beg of you. Be silent, impudent whelp. There's no merit to be had in indulging the ramblings of born a criminal's unclean soul. But what in the world is going on here? The judge made his ruling based on something called the divination chance. What is Albie's attorney doing? Wait a minute. Where is Albie's attorney? Why is this happening? I didn't do anything wrong. Foolish child. Doubting the divination stance is a tantamount to doubting the Holy Mother herself. Your Majesty, as royal priestess, and in the name of the Holy Mother, I command you. Impose the highest penalty against this unclean soul. As you command, so shall it be done, your benevolence. May her holiness grant her as her divine favor. Dihara Krai. I don't know what the fuck that means. Wait a minute. You're me and my big mouth. Now what? Mr. Wright, what are you doing here? Well, I'm in it now, so I have to do this right. Your Honor, it's too soon to give a verdict. Trial's only been underway for a few minutes. Excuse me? An ordinary tourist, Your Honor. Just passing through. Tourist, are you? Happy Raptor. More importantly, where is the boy's defense attorney? What are you talking about? He doesn't need a defense attorney. Of course you wouldn't be aware of being a foreigner and all, but we have no need for defense attorneys here in the Kingdom of Crime. We leave it all up to her benevolence's sacred power of spirit. Her dimensions determines all. Surely you see how unfair that is. You dare to mock me, you bare-headed button. If you value your life, you will leave post haste, or shall I summon the bailiff? Bailiff is that big scary dude with the big gun, isn't he? They got guns, bro. They don't even conceal it, they just show it right up. It's like an AK-47. Cost of Arnhem Lake, no doubt. Hold on, Mr. Wright has nothing to do with any of this. Well, now I do. I appreciate what you're trying to do, Mr. Wright, but never mind about me. Just go ahead and see Miss Maya. She's not even here! Forget about me, you have to go now. I'm sure you can find another guide. There are lots more places I wanted to show you, but it looks like I won't get a chance now. So, how are they gonna put this kid in jail? Like, what did he do? Could I at least know? Well, obviously I gotta defend him, right? And I'll do it. I'll defend him. Defend? You can't be serious. Heaven forbid. Defend me, Mr. Wright. What are you saying? You can't do that. I most certainly can. Don't worry, I'm quite used to tackling all sorts of trials. Besides, can you imagine how furious Maya would be if I let anything happen to you? What's his relationship to Maya? Also, don't monks shave their heads? If you're smart, you'll heed my advice. Do not pursue this matter any further. Nah. I'ma defend. Throw this man out. Hold it. Your Majesty, if you please. You have something to say, Mr. Payne? Mr. Payne. He's back. To prove very interesting, right? Phoenix, right? Is he the same Payne? Whoever you are. Is he the same Payne or is he like a brother? That's Chief Prosecutor, Your Majesty. Yes, I am acquainted with him. Chief Prosecutor? You mean like the position Edgeworth had? Last game, Edgeworth was the Chief Prosecutor. He's a defense attorney from my native land. From his native land. Is he the same Payne, though? I've had dealings with him in the courtroom before. Oh, so it is him. Okay, that makes it easy. Mr. Wright, you're a defense attorney? What's wrong with that? Defense attorney? Whoa, this is a shock. Your Majesty, would you kindly allow us to proceed in the manner of my old country? Mr. Payne, I've already made a ruling in this case. Call it nostalgia if you will, but I am most eager to give it a try. But I have a previous engagement, you see, a class together with the missus. Your Majesty, I agree we should have a whack at it. Sounds amusing. A score of years have passed since we last saw a defense attorney in this courtroom. A score, as in 20 years? What's the deal with this country? Corruption. Mr. Payne, I want that barb head brought to me on a stick. As you wish, Your Benevolence. I, Chief Prosecutor Payne, will see to him. There's no way he's a Chief Prosecutor. Very well, Mr. Payne. If that is what you and Her Benevolence want, I will acquiesce. As for the defense, I hope you are prepared for every eventuality. What is he talking about? There, are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Sure am. Yes, thank you, Mr. Payne, and sorry for not remembering you earlier. The incredible pain in the ass, bro. And I'm also known in this country. And you'll see soon enough just why that is. When you're forced to capitulate to me before this very court of law. Why is he so strangely confident? And not only that, but what's with the gallery? Get him, Chief. Crush that thief on stomach. This is way more loyal than looking back on him. Oh, look at that gavel. If you'll please give your opening argument once again, Mr. Payne. Certainly, Your Majesty. The accused is charged with 2 crimes. Larceny and murder. Yesterday, the Founder's Orb was stolen from the treasure room of the Temple. In addition to the theft, 2 other things were discovered. The dead body of Mr. Patrol, Temple security guard, and the empty treasure box that housed the orb, which Mr. Roll was in charge of guarding. We believe that Mr. Roll was murdered by the thief who stole the treasure. To kill a guard armed with a gun. What a terrifyingly bold act. You think a kid did that? I couldn't agree more, Your Majesty. Please allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and a crime photo. You guys got doctors? You guys got doctors, bro? It's been a long time since we had evidence presented in court as well. Kind of refreshing, actually. Yeah, you guys should go back to that. We rely on the power of students, but our policies, but our police still carry out investigations. Thus, any proof I provide is indisputable. Oh, really? Well, forgive me if I don't just take your word for it. I can check the evidence out myself by looking at the court record. When Dragon and Tiger battle, the Founder offers divine protection. When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Roll's autopsy report. Time of death is around noon. His head shows signs of being hit with a blunt object. The photo? He got a gun? Such a deplorable crime. The audacity of stealing the sacred treasure of Her Holiness our Founding Mother is a crime that strikes at the very heart of our nation. Exactly, Your Majesty. You mustn't let the culprit get away with these heinous deeds. Indeed, such deeds are best described as treason against the crown. Treasure is such a really valuable object. How can you even ask such a thing? Of course it is. Why, sealed with the treasure is the very soul, the Tama of the Holy Mother. Her soul is sealed with the treasure. I'll take that as a grain of salt. You don't believe it, do you? Of course I believe it. Something tells me I'd better play along. This kind of irrelevance is exactly why I dislike the defense attorney so much. Your Honor, you're a magistrate? What is it now? This treasure. I've never seen it, so it's a little hard for me to imagine. Can I see a photo of it or something? Outlandish. Your defense attorney is truly beyond the pale. Could I, though? It's forbidden for anyone outside the royal family to view the treasure herself. They said anyone without proper spiritual power would be blinded instantaneously. You got sunglasses, bro. Just look at it. It's a national treasure that are off limit to the public back home, too. For the benefit of the shamelessly uninformed defense, let me share this newspaper article. It includes photos taken about 8 years ago when the treasure was unearthed. These are the only public photos of the outer box in existence. What's more, the treasure box only leaves the temple's treasure room but once a year. For a special New Year's rite that takes place at the palace. Therefore, this treasure box has only ever been seen by a handful of people. I hear there's been a string of thefts lately of historic artifacts from the temple. Right, Your Majesty. Inexcusable thievery of precious national treasure for personal gain. And the culprit is the accused. So he used his position as a monk in training to get his hand in the treasure. Is that right? The accused family is by no means wealthy. To help the family's finances, he works as a tour guide in addition to his aesthetic training. Thanks for giving me an excellent outline of the case, Mr. Payne. Now then, no more questions from the defense, I presume? I do have questions. Even more, but you just asked a bunch. I got more. I'll make it snappy. My class starts in a few short minutes. What? You still planning on going to that thing? There's still a lot I don't know about the case. I should ask now while I have the chance. Let's see, what else do I have to know? The crime scene, the weapon. Mr. Payne, what was the murder weapon? The murder weapon was the treasure box itself. The empty treasure box after the scene. Alright, got it. That's Albie. That's the treasure. He climbed the altar stairs and snatched the box, ready to abscond with it. And then Mr. Roll came and caught him. After walloping Mr. Roll on the head with the treasure box, the accused forced the bloody housing open and made off with the treasure inside. But the defendant is just a little boy. I really think you'll be able to hit the victim, a grown man, in the head. Ah, very good point, Mr. Wright, but I'm afraid that won't help you. At the time of the crime, the accused was on the stairs leading up to the altar. The accused's elevated position would be more to make up for the difference in stature. I guess that makes sense. Mr. Payne, your reasoning is flawless. Flawless. What an elegant argument. Hats off to you, Chief Prosecutor. Your hat's still on. Your title is obviously well earned. Well, the accused's guilt is certainly conclusive. Unless there's anything else, I'm ready to announce my verdict. Hey, hold up, man. I gotta say, that's a fucking cool looking gavel. One moment, Your Majesty. Don't you think you're rushing the verdict just a little? I told you, I have plans to attend. And, I'm late. It's already started. How did the time fly by so? Well, you missed it, so you might as well be here, right? Haven't even heard the defense side of the story yet. Your Majesty, defense asserts his right to cross-examine the defendant. He's gone too. Huh? Did I say something funny? Cross-examine? What do you mean by that? What do you mean, what do I mean? I seem to have some dim recollection of the process, but I can't recall. A so-called defendant hasn't been questioned in over 20 years. Should I even be surprised anymore? Anyway, I demand we let the defendant or the accused tell his side of the story. Is that necessary? Of course it's necessary. What harm could it do? I say we allow the boy to speak, Your Majesty. Hey, see? He's a good dude. Pain. He got character development. How kind of you, Your Royal Painness. Very well, as long as it's okay with you, Mr. Payne. I'm already hopelessly late for my class anyway. Yeah, just give up on it, bro. You're fat. Well, like, what is he going to? A yoga class? Before I do, I better call my wife and apologize for missing that class. What class are you talking about, bro? Go for it, Your Majesty. I'll be... Can you just name an occupation again, if you would? He's gasping pain. Who was the first pain? This is the second pain, right? A prosecutor back home, though what he's doing here as Crying's chief prosecutor is beyond. He's a chief prosecutor. But only in Crying, right? Not back at home, which is Edgeworth. Patrol. Victim was killed by a thief who stole it. Monk in training and Chinese tour guide. I'm training to be a monk tour guide too. Why me? Cross-examining the defendant, Your Majesty. Wait, what did he say? Now where were we? Right, let's do that then. As at the defense authority's insistence, I might add. He sounds a little dispirited. His wife must have given him a piece of her mind. Well, the defense had better get to it. And make it quick, if you would. The defense. Mr. Wright, I didn't know you were a lawyer. Well, I am, and I'm here to defend you, Albie. Don't worry. All you have to do is tell me the truth, and you'll be alright. You tricked me. What? If I knew you were a lawyer, I wouldn't have given you that tour. Give back that magataman I gave you yesterday. I didn't even need it. What's gotten into you? Give it back to him. Don't talk to me. You disgust me. Disgusting. Huh. This might be a new experience for you, Mr. Wright. Being loathed by a client. Now then, accused, please give the court your testimony. The incident occurred around noon during the break between morning and afternoon dances of devotion. Alright. Whoa. Whoa. New animation. I didn't kill Mr. Roll, and I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. Never even seen the treasure box with the green Chinese butterfly on it. The green Chinese butterfly. When an incident happens, on the hallway planning out my tour route. Tour route. Were you all acquainted with the victim? Yes, he used to chat with me whenever we ran into each other in the temple. Mr. Roll was a monk in training when he was a kid too, you know. You're gonna be just like him. I bet Albie looked up to him. But he had to give that up and go to work with his family, needed money. That's why he became a guard. But at least that way he could still stay on that temple. He was so proud when he put him in charge of the guarding treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. The victim's parents apparently both died relatively young. So Mr. Rowe had to support his younger brother and sister as well. What are the brother and sister doing? Those bums. Get a job. But even with his training as a security guard, I'm sure things couldn't have been so easy for him. It sounds like the circumstances in Albie's were very similar. Mr. Rowe encouraged me to never give up. Albie, you train hard to make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. This poor dude. He got a bum-ass brother and sister. He was always cheering me on in my training and in my tour guide business too. Why in the world would I kill a nice man like that? I see. You express yourself well. Defense, now that you've heard the accused account, are you finally satisfied? He just said he didn't do it. Magistrate, I haven't even cross-examined the defendant yet. That wasn't the end of it? It's been so long, I rightly recall what this cross-examining thing is all about. Okay, so how many innocent people are in jail right now? So they just get dragged into the court and they go straight to jail without a hearing? The accused account. I didn't kill Mr. Rowe and I didn't steal the truck. What the? Yeah, basically what I want to say is, how do you know it's green? Right? The green butterfly. Look at that newspaper. How do you know it's green? How do you know it's green? Albie, why would you lie to me? So, you say you've never laid eyes on the treasure, is that right? That's right. It's forbidden, so I'd never do that. In that case, how did you know there was a green butterfly on it? Huh? Because I saw a picture of it in that newspaper article. Does it say it's the only one? It's black and white. Off limits to the public, the photos in the paper are the only ones of it in existence. The contents were stolen. Couldn't possibly tell the color of the butterfly. Okay, fair. But, like, you can assume it's green, right? Ah. Hold on. His bag. Did it just move? It's a cat. It's a cat in the bag. Palkuna is a word Chinese that people use in their surprise. You just exposed a lie. So is this the power of cross-examination, is it? I should be the one shocked by your shocking lack of understanding. But just a moment. If the accused was lying, that makes him more suspicious than ever. Albie, are you hiding something? Please give the only true statements. Darn, I can't seem to get him to open up to me. So, accused, you have seen the treasure box with your own eyes after all, haven't you? Maybe I did take a peek when I was cleaning the treasure room. But you were in the treasure room at the time of the incident, right? Of course I would. That's a lie. You were most definitely inside the treasure room on the day of the incident. And I have proof. He does? This was found on the floor of the treasure room. It's a scroll entitled Notice and contains a list of temple monk duties. These instructions pertain to the day of the incident. The accused's fingerprints were found on the scroll. Oh no. Where is it? It's not here. I must have dropped it somewhere. Indeed, you must have dropped it when you were busy murdering the victim. No. Then that means Albie was there on the day of the incident. More accused officer guiltier, he paints himself. Yes, it would seem so, your majesty. Huh. He predicted my argument and had evidence ready to refute it. You can't trust others. Don't have already said that he's guilty. Just go get it over with. No, everything's going all wrong. Shadu, what should I do? As I suspected, this cross-examination session serves no purpose whatsoever. No, you're wrong. But armed as we are with her benevolence's insight, there's no reason to doubt his guilt. Then I guess I'll just have to poke holes in his inside of hers. By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. Payne. Nevertheless, I will now finally announce my verdict. Just wait a moment, Your Majesty. I haven't seen this divination seance for myself yet. As the defense, I have the right to check it. Is that necessary? Yeah? I have to get home and apologize to him. Yeah, bring him back here. I guess you really should have given him the business. Your Majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the chance. You do? Why is that, Mr. Payne? Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer being utterly crushed by the power of the chance? And then watching him tearfully beg for mercy? Beg for mercy? Well now. Certainly does sound worth seeing. And it give me a juicy tidbit to tell the missus. I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit. Oh, foreigner endeavor? I imagine you have to see for yourself to be convinced. Certainly unprecedented, but let's have the divination seance performed again. Right after that tearful begging, I really do have to get going. Gonna come from the prosecution when we're through. How pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold, blissfully unaware that defeat and despair are all that await them. There she is, her benevolence. Your benevolence? Raifa Padma Crime, thank you for coming all this way again. Your gratitude isn't necessary. This is simply my duty. Barb-headed attorney? Yes. I am told you question the veracity of this scarce divination. I gotta see it for myself. I missed it. It would seem the depth of your irrelevance and blasphemy are lost on you. I'm just a foreigner, ignorant in ways and customs of this country. Gotta see it. Gotta see it to believe it, right? You'd imply that the trials of the country are unfair. Do explain, outsider. What's fair about trials with no defense and no chance for the accused to tell their story? Did you hear that? Did you hear how he talked to her benevolence? What does he know about anything? Ignorant outsider. You don't stand for it. Must be punished. It's on foot. In it this time. Silence one and all. Is she standing up for me? Be not disquieted, my people. I merely expressed his opinion. He merely expressed his opinion. Oh well, looks like your benevolence is gonna be more reasonable than I thought. Attorneys are ghastly creatures with souls stained black by brazen untruths. The word of a lowly worm such as that are not worth troubling yourself over. Alright, I take that back. Can I see the divination? None of this prattling can sway the truth of my insights. Rest assured, he will soon see the error of his foolish ways. Now then, benevolence. Divination things, if you would. Certainly. Nana, my robe. Nana?
御霊の託戦の儀式を執り行う。皆の者、目を開き耳を傾けよ。今奉納の舞をもって被害者の御霊を呼び戻さん。解くと見よ、水鏡に映し出されし最後の記憶を。
Where am I? Where's the judge? Where is everyone? So you have to do this dance every time. Oh, I can skip it. I'll just see it once. Okay, someone had to actually dance that in the studios, right? Someone actually danced like that in the studios when they were making the game. That must have been embarrassing. Skip. Incense. Song of ceremony, boy's voice. Pain. What just happened? An image appeared in the pool. The final message from Dukum's soul, the last communication of his Mitama. Divination sense are revealed to us. No, I gotta use the restroom. Her benevolence can use her power of spirit communication. I can do that too. I got the Magatama. Spreading victim's memory of the last few moments before their demise. So, what we saw in the pool is what Mr. Roll actually experienced. In the victim's memories, we see the accused raising a weapon over his head. Where's the weapon? This is consistent with the findings of the police investigation. There has to be some kind of mistake. I didn't do it. It looks bad. Now you see why I'm the incredible pain? Pain in the ass. But even if those really are the victim's last memories, what can I do with them? Oh yes, very satisfying indeed. Now, are you finally convinced, Traveler? The accused is most assuredly guilty. Albie, you gonna say anything? Now then, I think we've been amused enough. If you give up now, I won't even invoke the Defense Culpability Act. You're free to slip back to your own country with your tails between your legs. Defense Culpability Act. What is that? What? You mean you honestly don't know? I don't know anything. No? What's with all the hubbub? Well, not only is he lying, a black-hearted lawyer, he's also an imbecile. Your Majesty, I think you better explain the Defense Culpability Act to him. Yes, I think I'd better. The Defense Culpability Act, or the DC Act for short, is as follows. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In other words, if you help the accused by defending him and he is found guilty, you will receive the same sentence as he. Uh-oh. Under the DC Act, many attorneys has been convicted and met with grim fate. Some went to prison, others received the death penalty. That's why there are so few in our country today who admit to being an attorney. That's as it should be. The history of our country courts prove that attorneys are black-souled creatures who would tell any lie to save the accused. Thus, attorneys deserve to be exterminated. Okay, so if he is innocent, how would you know? What could have happened to make everyone feel this way? You fell right into my trap, Phoenix, right? Your win streak against me and my brother ends today. With Shan's and DC Act on my side, I'll finally get my revenge. So that's why I was so eager to have me defend Albie. Chased out and humiliated back home, they brought me to the foolish foothills of crime. I think my lucky stars that I'm chief prosecutor here now. Defense, know that if I rule the accused is guilty, you'll go to prison too. So I gotta defend him, right? That explains Albie's reaction earlier. What are you saying? You can't do that. Did you do it or not? You remember, right? Isn't the sentence a bit lenient? After all, we're talking about treason. One should pay for such a crime with one's life. Yes, I believe the death penalty might be appropriate under these circumstances. Death penalty? No way. You're kidding, right, Your Majesty? I'll have to put your life and your dark tainted soul on the line here. Death. This can't be happening. The Court of Resignation. The court are well known as thus. In this land where my sins provide the truth and no attorneys can intervene, criminals know that all they can do is resign themselves to their fate. Oh, foreign lawyer, I ask you once more. Are you sure you still want to defend the accused? There's Maya to think about and all those too. I can't just lay down my life. What in the world is trying to do? Gotta continue. Isn't this why I became a lawyer in the first place? To help those with no one on their side. I can't just abandon everything I believe in. All I can do now is to stand firm and fight. Well, don't hold your tears back. On my account, Phoenix, right? Admit your defeat and grovel before me, the chief prosecutor for your life. Even if it means being subject to the Defense Culpability Act, I will defend Albie. Wait, hold up. There we go. Pokunka. But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that, you still want to defend me? I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So we can understand if you don't believe me, but I believe you and your innocence. All I gotta do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. Wait, who wrote this one? Spirit of Justice? Director. Is it Shu Takumi or the other dude? It's Takeshi Yamazaki. What about Ace Attorney? It's Shu Takumi. Okay, did he work on this game at all? He worked on Ace Attorney, Justice for All, Trials and Tribulations, Apollo Justice, and then The Great Ace Attorney. That's a bummer, man. Shu Takumi didn't work on this. Bummer. No Shu Takumi. Barb-headed Attorney, you continue to amuse me. Though your barb-headed jabs are proving to be more than mere jokes. Wait, hold up. Spirit of Justice Director is Takeshi Yamazaki. What else did he write? He did filmography. Did he work on Ace Attorney? Wrong one. Director Takeshi Yamazaki. Takeshi Yamazaki. Which ones did he write? Takeshi Yamazaki gave us a masterpiece like Ace Attorney Investigations 2, but he also gave us Dual Destinies, who wasn't that memorable. Why exactly he had this momentary drop of quality? I like DD, so I can't say anything. He's a decent writer. If he's the one that did Ace Attorney Investigations 2, he's a decent writer, right? Your benevolence? Believe me when I say that this attorney will knock your insides out. Insolent, disrespectful attorney. You'll have plenty of time to regret your folly in the Twilight Realm. Not a wise move, Traveler. Not wise at all. You should have taken the chance I offered you to save your life. Though you have made your choice, the Defense Culpability Act will be applied to this case. And with this verdict, you'll both soon be parting with your heads. Jesus Christ, these people. The souls of the departed speak only the truth, but I give their message a voice. If you think the inside contains falsehood, I challenge you to prove it. Can I just play the game? Insight. The accused swung whatever he was holding down in the victim's head. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. Still, I can't believe it. A murder after the morning of dance devotion? These are the victim's experiences just before his death. As the victim's final memories, we can assume they aren't lies. So how do I break this down? Allow me to relieve you of your ignorance, defense. Did you notice the words that appeared in the seer's vision? Boy's voice, song of ceremony, incense. The victim's final memories are not limited to sight alone. Sight, smell, taste, sound, touch, all is laid bare in the pool of souls. What Mr. Roll experienced with his five senses appears in the vision as words, right? Precisely, and by examining these sensations, we can perceive the victim's final moments with unparalleled clarity. Works for me. I can use all the extra information I can get. Now, to find a contradiction between her insights and Shen's vision, your benevolence, I ask that you please show me the Shen's vision again. Very well. Incense. Song of ceremony, boy's voice. Song of ceremony, what is that? Pain. Can I do anything here? Or do I just watch it over and over? Wait a minute. Her Bethlehem said after this morning devotion earlier, didn't she? Isn't there something off about it? First, I'll use A and D to make my way to insight that seems off. The accused swung whatever he was holding down in the victim's head. With pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. I still can't believe it. A murder after the morning of devotion? Yes, this seems funny. I'll just carefully compare the insight with his Shen's vision. If I notice a sensation that seems contradictory, I'll select 2. Incense. This is it. The part where division that contradicts insight. I just select a sensation I think is inconsistent and present 2. Yeti! Wait a minute. Yes? What is it, Barbed Head? You're saying the incident occurred after the morning of dance of devotion. That's right. What of it? Then isn't it strange that Mr. Roll could still hear the song of ceremony? Oh my, you're absolutely right. Is that all that troubles you? Huh? What the victim heard was just a practice run of the song of ceremony. Practice run? What are you talking about? Mr. Payne, if you would. Certainly. Allow me to explain. The incident occurred in the interval between the morning and afternoon dances. During that time, the singers were practicing in the performance hall. Precisely. I was there as well, so I can corroborate the statement. I say, so the victim heard was that practice session. There goes my contradiction. Alright, so they were practicing in this performance hall. That must have been the room where Albie and I saw her belovedness dancing. However, Mr. Payne, I admit one detail troubles me. Ask away, Your Majesty. It's a big temple. The performance hall and the treasure room are quite far from each other. Could the song really be heard all the way to the treasure room? He's right. He's smarter than you. How about it, Mr. Payne? Your Majesty, have you forgotten? There are speakers in every room in the temple, including the treasure room. Who put him there? You got technology? Bluetooth? Are you serious, Mr. Wright? They're to broadcast the sacred music of the performance hall throughout the temple. Yeah, but like, how? Do you use Bluetooth? Are they connected with wires? Like, how does this work? Over the speakers. Thank you for your explanation, Your Benevolence. That makes perfect sense, even to the feeble-minded old man like me. Think nothing of it. Now, if you wouldn't mind, could you please alter your insights for us? Very well. Insights revised. There was a practice run throughout the temple speakers. I think I'm getting hang of this. If I point out an inconsistency, she'll update her insights accordingly. So if I keep pointing things out, maybe I can knock all of our insights out after all. Better find another inconsistency, no matter how small. It's a bit hard to focus on the insights with Shen's vision going. I'll try to pause temporarily to stop the vision. There, I paused the vision. I think I can use M and B to jump different parts of the vision. I'll try moving the Mitama mark to the flashing red panel. Now, I know how to get around the Shen's visions. Time to find inconsistencies between the sights and the vision. Incense. The accused swung whatever he was holding down the victim's head. With pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is how he lost his life. The song of ceremony the victim heard was a practice run through the temple speakers. Incense? Play through the temple speakers. Song of ceremony voice. Song of ceremony. Was a practice run through the temple speakers. The victim heard was a practice run. Temple speakers. What is this incense? The butterflies embrace Mitama and red word of his death is around noon. His head shows signs of being hit with a blunt object. Okay. The song is practice run. Temple speakers. With pain, victim's vision went dark. Swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. What is this incense? Therefore, all of the hallway door shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. temple speakers? Should we just select it? Sight, smell. He smells incense. A practice run. Song about the founders. Dance of devotion. Song of ceremony. What about the song of ceremony? The murder weapon, offering to the public, photos in the paper are the only ones in existence. Its contents were stolen. Cerebral contusion from a head injury. Dance of devotion includes English translation. When the butterflies embraced the matama, the favor of the orbit bestowed. In dragon and tiger battle, the founder offers divine protection. I don't know. Is there always incense smell? Song of ceremony. It was a practice run. With pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. The accused swung whatever he was holding. Can we play? The victim's vision went dark. With pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. Huh? Should I point this out? With pain, this is when he lost his life. I mean, he closed his eyes, right? With pain divisions. Yeah, there it is. Should I? Oh, he felt pain afterwards. Right, so sight. Should I point this out? You're saying the victim's field of vision went dark right after he was struck, correct? Of course, I didn't know the eyes can see. Well, pardon me, but I must disagree. What? For benevolence, please take another look at the exact moment the victim felt pain. Oh. Everything goes black, and then only after that the victim feels pain. This places the order of events at odds with what you say happened. But it's not a big contradiction. What is the meaning of this? I cannot be wrong. My insights are beyond fallacy. If what the demons are saying is true, it is a very grave matter indeed. I'm afraid this contradiction is something we simply can't ignore. Now, let's not be too hazy, Your Majesty. I think I can clear this up. You have something to add, Mr. Payne? 1,000 apologies. It seems the prosecution has failed to make one tiny thing clear. And that would be, on the day of the incident, there was a power outage, a blackout in one part of the temple. As I recall, the crime scene was in that sector. The power outage must be why the victim's field of vision went dark. You guys got electricity? Or rather, you knew all along and they're only letting it slip now. That is convenient, Payne. The power outage knocked out both the lights and the speakers. There was a blackout there, was there? Oh no, that explains everything, does it not? What do you mean, Your Benevolence? Please share your thoughts with us, if you would. Blackouts occurred when the accused and the victims were faced with one another. Fearing the victim would flee under the cover of darkness, the accused swiftly brought his weapon down on the victim's head. I see, that makes perfect sense, Your Benevolence. So the victim was struck after the lights went out. The depth of your insights are awe-inspiring, Your Benevolence. Give her a hand, everyone. Enough applause. You flatter me. In light of this new information, yes, of course, I will alter my insight. Insight revised. One can safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. The song of ceremony, practice run. So much more inconsistency. At least I was able to draw out some new info, and with the new info comes new inconsistencies. Now I can compare the insights with division again. Let's see what else I can dig up. One can safely assume that the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. One can safely assume the accused struck the victim the moment after the blackout began. The song of ceremony the victim heard was a practice run. Okay. It's still playing. Yes, found it. This is the gaping hole I've been looking for. Your benevolence, as impressive as your spirit communication power is, it's not infallible. You never know when to stop talking, do you? I hope you realize your words are an insult to all adherents of Cryanism. Defense? Watch what you say. If you don't mind a tongue of yours, you won't have one left to mind. Certainly not my intention to insult spirit mediums, but maybe I'm not the one who needs to learn when to stop talking. What malarkey? I believe you said a few moments ago that the victim could hear the song of ceremony thanks to the temple speakers. But then, how do you explain that the victim could still hear the song of ceremony even after the powers went out? The contradiction of facts can only mean that the song of ceremony Mr. heard was not coming from the speakers. You bullshitted me. What are you saying? The song he heard was coming directly from the performance hall? That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the only possible explanation. But the scene of the crime was nowhere near the performance hall. Then it must be the performance hall. Right, the song couldn't make it all the way to the treasure room. Not unless... They were at the hall. The treasure room was not the actual scene of the crime. It must have been somewhere else, somewhere closer to the performance hall. You can't be serious. There is a glaring contradiction in this claim of her benevolence and the prosecution. Therefore, defense insists that this case be thoroughly re-examined. This is completely unprecedented. Inconsistency in her benevolence's insights. Heed not his forked tongue, your majesty. There are but the claims of a corrupt lawyer. A feeble ruse from a feeble mind. Then you explain it to me. But the defense is undeniable. We can't just turn a blind eye to it. But the defense assertion is, in the end, meaningless. Even if the location of murder turned out to be different, it doesn't change what we've seen in the moment of murder. Indeed, the accused is standing right there in front of the victim. Furthermore, the murder weapon remains raised above his head. My insight still says, what weapon? You don't see a weapon, bro. Hate to admit it, but she's right. This look really grim for Albie. I doubt even defense can dream up an explanation as to why. The accused had his hands up over his head. Oh, the defense dares to dream. You what? You still insist on trying to tear down my insides, do you? I'm just pointing out some stuff. You better be prepared to back up your claim. Remember what happened to that tongue of yours if you find out you're just ragging it. Of course I can back up my claim, just as soon as I think of something. You appear to be fully prepared, Defense. Sure am. I'm good at bluffing. As the embodiment of this court, I give you permission to try and prove your claim. As long as you're willing to stake your life on it. I concur, Your Majesty. Prepare the tongue shears. Chop, chop. Chop, chop. Yes, let's have the bailiff fetch them. I think I saw a suitable pair of basemen. Chop, chop. Stop. Stop, stop. I hear that lying lawyers have several tongues to spare. I'm sure he won't miss one. The people are actually serious. I'm rather attached to my tongue. Think, Phoenix, think. Other than to raise the weapon, why would Albie have held his hands up like that? Albie, you tell me! Aha, so that's why. The reason the defendant had his hands up over his head can be explained by something in the crime photo. What explains why Albie had his hands in the gun? Witness, the defendant raised both of his hands over his head yesterday. You did? Where did you see such a thing? When the police had their guns trained on him as they made their arrest. You were saying the victim was a security guard and an armed one at that. The defense proposes that the victim had pointed his firearm at Albie, and that's why the defendant's hands were raised in the air. Hokunka. Someone gonna help her? Would have thought Shin's vision could be interpreted that way. This is not possible. Can't be. Not bad for a total knockout. Although that lower double thing is ridiculous. There's no better than the traitor snake, Dirk. Dirk? Oh, Apollo's dad, right? I remember this part. Contradiction in one of my insights. There has to be some kind of mistake. I won't accept it. That's right, Urban Evidence. I won't accept it either. What? You said it. They can pay for the way he usurped Urban Evidence. These people are definitely not my fans right now. That's right, exterminate them. Order? I said peace. I said peace. Everyone, please calm down. Izzy, Your Majesty, please assign this black-hearted attorney a suitable punishment. What did I do? Still haven't been proven yet. No, I can't charge him with less majesty. What? Why not, Your Majesty? He was simply following a proper procedure for defending the accused. There's nothing unlawful about that. Your Majesty, don't you want to wrap this trial up quickly? He already missed his class. Why not give your verdict? Then you can go home and make it up to your wife. He can do that tomorrow. Can't end the trial now. Not when we just learned the new information about the case. Your Majesty, not you too. Well, you would honestly entertain the idea that my insights contain a contradiction? Truly, it is shocking. In the 20+ years since the DC Act went into effect, such a thing has never occurred. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it either. But with his life on the line, the defense pointed out an inconsistency, and it's our duty to scrutinize it to the satisfaction of the law. You dare go against the royal priestess, you non-believer. No, my faith is as strong as ever. But I have a duty to make a fair ruling in this trial. If you insist on interfering with the process, your benevolence, I'm afraid I must request your removal from this courtroom, royal priestess or not. I'll have you know. Your benevolence. Please, acquiescence in this, your benevolence. If looks could kill. I won't forget this offense, Barbed Head. I do not admit defeat. I won't. Bailiff, please see her benevolence out. Damn, bruh. The disrespect. You'll face due retribution in Twilight Realm. The demons will be there to pluck the barbs right out of your stupid head. I hope your suffering will be super duper painful. And throw away your burning fire. Missed that last sentence. I guess you're still a teenager after all. Now then, defense. Mr. Light, was it? That's right, Your Majesty, Phoenix Wright. Of course, Mr. Wright. My apologies. Well, now that we have this newly uncovered fact, I suggest we proceed with arguments. Thank you, Your Majesty. Yes, yes. But do not misunderstand me. It doesn't mean I trust you completely. I'll be keeping a close eye on you so you don't even think about lying to this court. I understand, Your Majesty. Phew. Maybe now we can finally run a real trial. Arguments, Your Majesty. Very well. I accept your challenge. What's with them? Oh, the look on your face, Mr. Wright. It's just hilarious. What's so funny, Mr. Payne? The defense still doesn't get it. The truth he unearthed is going to bury him in his case instead. What do you mean by that, prosecutor? Told you, chief prosecutor. Thanks. Just because the thing to focus on right now. The defense is digging his own grave. Consider this, Your Majesty. Why would the victim, a security guard, point a gun at the accused? Huh? Oh, indeed, because the accused was about to commit a theft. But he didn't. The only logical explanation. This does sound pretty logical, actually. Doesn't help the accused situation. Albie, come back. Testify, motherfucker. I have to agree. Allow me to spell out the truth the defense didn't bother to think about. Mr. Rowe came across the accused just as he was trying to steal the treasure. The guard pointed his gun at the accused, and just when the power went out, the accused murdered the victim and hid the body in the treasure room. A hand truck for moving heavy treasure around is stored in this treasure room. The accused could have easily moved the body with that. And after all the hard work to knock down those insides, back to where the old familiar corner once more. Mr. Wright, do you have a rebuttal? Just say yes. Just bluff it out, man. I hope you're ready to climb the scaffold. I ask you the question, defense. I got nothing. Can't think of the grounds for it. Bluff it out. Just bluff like you always do. I don't know if Albie will cooperate with me or not. Albie? Will you tell us what really happened? Testify, motherfucker. Testify. Fall for evil's trap and you only dirty your own soul. Albie? You have to tell me the truth. I can't help you unless you do. Hey, look, I'm dying with you, bro. You gotta tell me what's going on. Sorry. Why? Why won't he trust me? Is this the end for both of us? Maya, I'm sorry. I never met a real lawyer before. You only met fake ones, or like what's going on here? Everyone always told me they're bad people who help dirty criminals go free. Are you one? Are you a dirty criminal? I never thought a lawyer would actually try to help me, would actually believe in me, would risk his own life for me. Never thought I'd even imagine it. Albie. So, that's why I lied, to try to save myself. But I'm not gonna lie anymore. If you believe me enough to put your life on the line, then I'm gonna believe in you too. What? Allow me to explain. Explain away, Albie. Now we're talking. Get to the bottom of things. To be honest, I went into the treasure room lots of times to look at the treasure box. Even though the temple told you weren't allowed to go anywhere near it. Yes. Mr. Rowe even saw me once and scolded me. But that box is beautiful. The way it glows in the dark, I couldn't help myself. Wait, it glows in the dark. That's right, it's covered in a special mineral called fluorite. That makes it glow. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's really a shame they don't put it on display for the public. Can you imagine how many people would go on night tours of the temple if they did? Oh, I had such passion to tell me the truth earlier. So it glows. On the day of the incident, I was on my way to the treasure room again. When I ran into Mr. Roll in the Great Stairs. So those were not the treasure room stairs in the Shin's vision. No, they're the Great Stairs that connect to the hallway. The vision was clear. All of a sudden, Mr. Roll drew his gun and threatened me with it. I quickly put my hands up. Mr. Roll, he acted so scary. For some reason, he had his scarf over his mouth. I couldn't read his expression at all. Just then the power went out. So I took the chance to hightail it out of there. Right in front of my life. Even now when I try to think back on it, all I can remember are the guns and the piercing look in Mr. Roll's eyes. That must have been when he dropped the notice scroll. Which means someone else brought it to the treasure room along with Mr. Roll's body. Did Mr. Roll say anything to you when you ran into him on the stairs? What is it, Albie? I have no idea, but he asked me a strange question. Did you steal it? He said. What? I'm sorry. Sorry I didn't say all this before. I didn't think anyone would believe me. A grand speech. One that confirmed my suspicions that you were the theft. It's possible the victim simply misread the situation. Where there's the smoke, there's fire, as they say. The victim must have had a good reason to be suspicious of the accused. Why does every new piece of information have to seem so incriminating? Shadow, what should I do, Shando? And what better reason to suspect the boy than seeing the treasure box in his hands? In the court of his rounds, the victim must have noticed that the treasure had been stolen. And then, just after that, he ran into the accused. I'll be your guide. No, that's not what happened. Therefore, the one who stole the treasure and killed the victim can be none other than the accused. It's a cat, right? It's a dog. What now? It's a dog. Hey, Shando. Shadow. Shadow. His name is Shadow. Down, boy. Oh, what do we have here? I'm sorry about this. This is my dog, Shadow. So that's what was making his bag move. Can't you quiet that yappy mutt down? Shadow says that Mr. Roll made a mistake. How the fuck would she know? You can understand him? Don't tell me this is a surprise to witness for the defense. I beg your pardon? You're not thinking of cross-examining the animal, do you? Of course not, your magistrate, not this. Actually? Might be a good idea, bro. Send me for a second there. I think I better reassess my strategy. And fast. I have to somehow show that somebody else could have struck the victim or were sunk. While it's true that the defendant was standing in front of the victim when he died, it doesn't mean somebody else couldn't have struck the victim at that time. If you're going to go that far, then I hope this means you have another angle of approach ready. Exactly. I mean, who but the accused standing in front center could have done it? Unless you can back up your claim, is nothing more than conjecture. Okay, come on, Phoenix. I know I can think of something convincing. Where else could the victim have been struck from? From the back. From the back. If the defendant standing in front of the victim, isn't it possible that the victim could have been struck from behind? I see. Where was he hit? Right here. In the back of the head. Yes, I suppose it's not outside the realm of possibility. Good. Now, at least I have some breathing room. But who do you suppose it could have been? The true culprit, naturally. The one who actually committed the theft and murder. The true culprit. And I suppose you have a true timeline of events to go along with that? I should have known. I've had to explain everything. Alright, if we assume the true culprit struck the victim from behind, then that means... After going into the treasure room and stealing the treasure, the true culprit tried to escape. But then Mr. Roll appeared making his rounds. He went into the storage room at the other end of the hallway. You're grasping at straws, Mr. Wright. Admit it, you have nothing but baseless conjecture. I'm gonna look for something to base it on right now. Dobby, when you ran into Mr. Roll in the hallway, was there anyone else around the storeroom area? I don't know. Might be somebody there, but I couldn't see. I was only halfway down the stairs, so I couldn't see the ends of the hallway. I see. Swing and a miss. The dog says so. Oh, Shadow says that somebody was there. I see. Thank you for that. Too bad his testimony is inadmissible. You think this is a joke? A parrot testified before. Why can't a dog? Maybe the defendant didn't happen to see this other person. That doesn't mean the true culprit couldn't have been there in the hallway. Your desperate floundering is getting hard to watch. But I will enjoy watching you sink. What are you talking about? Unfortunately for you, only the accused and the victim were there in the hallway at the time of the incident. How do you know? Because there was a witness, a very reliable eyewitness. Your Majesty, the prosecution would like to call this witness to the stand. It's been decades since that. You prepared for all of this? And you were just gonna end it on like the first 5 minutes? That was a low blow. Very well, I will allow it for now. For something we've not heard in quite some time. Bring the witness to the stand. So he prepared for all of this. He prepared a witness, he prepared all these defense. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Peace, Laban, Understanding is the name. Understanding. Understanding. I like understanding. Is the name. I'm like Temple's head monk. Can you dig? It's Jesus. It's fucking Jesus Christ. If it isn't the instructor understanding, you're the eyewitness? Instructor. Not only is Mr. Understanding Temple's head work, he's also a renowned Damalan expert. So, yeah, but what's that Damalan? Damn! Check it out. Here she is, my sweet serenader. My one and only groovy, right? But you heard her sultry sounds before the brother. When dragon and tiger fight, battle, that's the song from Dance of Devotion. Right on, brother. The Song of Ceremony. Playing this tune together is a special gift for me and my girl here. You dig? So the Song of Ceremony, song that was playing at the time of the murder. Oh, holy mother. May the righteous sounds of my Damalan serve as my offering to you. Wonderful. What a great performance as always. This is my thing, you know. My bag. I make instruments straight, baby. Rock on, Jesus. By the way, Magistery Pops, no Damalan class today? No, I'm afraid this trial has gone into overtime, thanks to the lawyer over there. Sorry, bro. The class the judge wanted to attend was a Damalan lesson. Well, you know what they say, baby. Never trust a lawyer, man. But transgressor against Holy Mother have to be brought to justice. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Understanding, and the Treasure's Keeper. What's his name? What's his full name? Peace-loving understanding. Like, peace-loving understanding, right? She's fucking 14. 32, 56, and 9. Yeah, man. That was not cool. Keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, Mr. Understanding. That's right, brother. This here is the one and only treasure key, box key. And I keep it on me at all times, can you dig? But the sneaky thief went and cracked open the sucker anyway. Total bummer, man. So that's the key to the treasure box, is it? You know it, baby. It's called the Magatama key, and it's a historical artifact to boot. It's been passed down from head monk to the head monk at the temple. The Magatama key, huh? And now someone's jacked the treasure on my watch. It's a real buzzkill, man. How am I ever gonna face her holiness again? Rock on, Jesus. Oh, Holy Mother, please find it in your infinite mercy to forgive me. Please guide this lost and humble lamb. Why do I always get the far out ones? Mr. Understanding, you witnessed the accused and the victim heading to the treasure room. How the fuck did you do that? You know what, baby? Best believe I scooped that tiny transgressor. Would you please give the court your testimony regarding what you saw? He even got his testimony ready? To bring justice against transgressor, man. Yes, of course, I'll do it all I can. In the name of her holiness, I vow to sing naught but the truth. I swear to bring, hit me. Witness testimony. What I saw, baby. Don't you know my chamber's on the way? The temple treasure room. Hey, hey, hey. Any small footsteps, I can quite clear if anyone to the treasure room goes nearer. I'll be the only one. I'll be the only one. Before the blackout. One other than wrong. Only I'll be to the treasure room that's wrong. Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck that meant. Yeah, tell me I'm hallucinating just now. Like that too, but I have no idea what the fuck that meant. I share your sentiments. You were the only one who discovered the victim's body, weren't you, Mr. Understanding? You found the body as well. He really is a key witness then. That's right, brother. After the blackout, he went to rest, reset the breaker, and give power back to the people. The circuit box is near my chamber. I'm always the man for the job, you feel me? The breakers are in the first floor hallway in front of the storeroom. On the way, I got a whiff of something funky. Blood, man. Really harshed my mellow. I knew something wasn't kosher, so I swung by the treasure room to see what's what. I was like, whoa, man. There was a poor Mr. Roll dead as a doornail. In the interval between the end of the dance of devotion and the blackout, the only ones who went to the scene of the crime were the victim and the accused. So you see, Mr. Anderson's unassailable account is what led to the accused's arrest. Hold it. Isn't it possible that the murder took place before the end of the dance devotion? I'm afraid that's not possible. The victim was in performance hall until the very end of the dance. He was? Would you like some proof? How's this? A photo of the morning's dance of devotion taken by the tourist. My, what a great dance song. I can almost hear the sound of Mr. Anderson's damalan. Payne's right. That's Mr. Roll on duty. Never underestimate the incredible Payne. So in addition to Ray-Face's insight, he had backup evidence lying too. Yes, head monk, my monks in training are like my own kids, like family, can you dig? I should have taught Albie better, man. Head monk understanding. I didn't kill Mr. Roll. I don't have anything to confess to the Holy Mother. What? Bogus, little man. Your faith is weak, like a wet paper bag. Are you feeling me? Her Holiness is magnanimous. Magnanimous. Son, if you confess your guilt, she'll forgive you in the Twilight Realm. I don't suppose you could forgive him in his realm first. Defense, please begin your examination. No. What I saw, baby. After the morning devotion, got back to the chamber, I got the notion. Don't you know my chamber's on the way to the temple's treasure room? Hey. Any small footsteps I can quite clearly hear. If anyone to the treasure room goes near, Albie was the one. Before the blackout, one other than Roll, only Albie to the treasure room did so. I don't know what the fuck that means. I guess I'll just press. Peace, love, and understanding. Mr. Understanding? I wish I could understand them. So, anyway, I have to pass by the Understanding chamber. Give peace, love, and a chance. Peace, loving a chance. Any small footsteps I can quite clearly hear. You got anything to add to the testimony, though? Dun, 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 dun. Albie was the one. Albie was the one. You saw him. In the treasure room. This, you can believe, my peepers peeping to sneaky little sneaky Albie. Add that to the testimony? Tell us where he stood. When I heard the footsteps, I looked out the window. From my window, I can see the window of the first floor hallway across the courtyard. Through that window, I saw Albie walking into the treasure room. Add it. Add that shit. Could you add that statement to your testimony, understanding? You got it, brother. Alright, stop playing that shit, man. It's not even good. I did spy a little Albie with my own eye. Through the window, I did spy a little Albie with my own eye. Understand this chamber. Through the window, I did spy little Albie with my eye. The sole key for opening the treasure box. Picture say shows rolling the card with the arms. What is the red? Depicting the treasure. That's the second floor. Alright, do you see anything else? Or the window, you say? There's a courtyard outside the window, my chamber. Across the courtyard, I can see the window of the hallway. Could I see it? Alright, stop playing that shit, man. Through the window. Before the blackout, one other than rule. Before the blackout, one other than rule, only alibi to the treasure room did so. Right, there was a blackout, right. What did he say? I think I found a fly milk rider. I was in the chamber, doesn't remember there was something that definitely should have been blocking his view. What was blocking his view? Oh, right, it's been closed off, right? It was supposed to be closed off. Where's that statement? Tightening security. The holy shutters remain shut for the dance of devotion. Gotcha, bitch. There's something off about them, Mr. Understanding. My music is off? I'm sorry, I don't feel it that way, man. Maybe the vibe ain't topping the charts where you came from. Your position. What's your poison? Orchestra? Jazz soul? Could I get a orchestra? There's nothing wrong with my ears with this, but something's not quite right with your eyes. Mr. Understanding, you've been lying to this court. Lying, no? Nah, lying ain't my thing. I contend otherwise. Do you recognize this object, Mr. Understanding? It's a temple notice, man. What of it? In this notice, the following instruction to the temple monk is written. All of the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. What you talking about, Phoenix? Talking about the fact that you, from your chamber, couldn't have seen anyone go into the treasure room through those shutters. Looks like you didn't get the memo. If you don't believe it, why don't you read the notice for yourself? I'm not so hot at reading Koreanese, man. Where the fuck is he from? He got the name Understanding. Did you get one of those monks to read his stuff? What? And you're the head monk? A little difficult? Got some slack, man. Who is this man? Who is this man, really? I only moved to this country 6 months, and he became the head monk. It's quite recent, isn't it? So, How does someone who's only been here 6 months become the head? That's what I'm saying! How little you understand. Religious faith can't be measured in months or years. I've only been here for 3 months myself. Holy Mother's teachings really spoke to me and prompted me to stay in this country. And he became chief prosecutor. Was it the fact that there are no lawyers here that spoke to you? Mr. Payne, I know just how you feel, my man. Her Holiness's teaching spoke to me too. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Brother Dumb and Brother Dumber. Oh, I know why Payne suddenly became a believer in Cryonism, but could Understanding have had an ulterior motive for becoming a believer too? Mr. Understanding? Were you really in your chamber as you claim? What? Hey, chill, brother. Weren't you instead somewhere else? Mr. Wright, what kind of nonsense are you spouting now? According to Mr. Understanding's testimony, he saw Albie with his own eyes. Therefore, is it really nonsense to suggest he could have seen Albie from somewhere else? Well, do you have a theory, Defense? Do you know where Mr. Understanding was, if not in his chamber? If he wasn't in his room, then... If Albie had gone down the hallway towards the treasure room, there are only a few places he could have seen Albie from. I do have a theory, Your Majesty. Let's say a witness did see Albie going towards the treasure room. The defense proposed that this is the only place he could have been to see Albie go down that hall. Somewhere in here? Storeroom, maybe? Yeah, that's where the true culprit might have been. True. No matter how I look at it, this is the only place I understand it could have been. Mr. Foreign Lawyer, don't tell me. Are you accusing Mr. Understanding of being the true culprit? Yeah, pretty much. We kind of saw his face in the beginning, right? I contend there's a strong possibility this witnesses the murder. Logic. How dare you be so disrespectful? First you criticize her benevolent insights, and now you accuse the head monk of murder. This is the only place the witness could have been. If he was here, he could have struck the victim down from behind and moved his body to the treasure room. That's nothing but groundless conjecture. And there's one more thing. Do you remember what was said in the opening argument? The opening argument. During the argument, it was suggested that Albie used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure. That's right, and what of it? Well, why don't we try this twist? The thief uses position as head of monk to get hold of the treasure. What? What? You joshing me, man? The key to the treasure box has been passed down from the head monk to head monk. What better position to be in if you want to steal the treasure? You can't possibly be serious. Does this mean you're claiming that Mr. Understanding's oath of faith is nothing but a lie designed to get him too close to the treasure? The witness hasn't been truthful in his testimony to this court, so clearly he isn't above lying. Didn't you swear to the Holy Mother that not but the truth would you bring? In light of that, I didn't think it's unfair to call your faith into question. This is ridiculous. Are there no limits to what the lawyer will say? Who said that? You? Enough with the nervous wreck routine, prosecutor. You're just embarrassing yourself, man. What? What was that, Mr. Understanding? Lawyer man, you really are the lowest of the low. You've gone and said something you can't forgive. You call my belief into question, my faith in Holy Mother. And nobody. I just fucking missed what he said. Oh, damn. He's a rock star now. What on earth? The music is making my ears bleed. But what did he say before? Just rocking it out, bro. That's not an electric guitar. This is the music of my soul. Death to the lawyer. I'm the Twilight Messenger. Can't, tell. No. It's not hell here. It's Twilight Realm. There's no hell here, bro. Dripping with flies running to the guillotines. Where is he from, actually? Now for something completely different. The pinky punk music just wouldn't let me express my rage. Your rage, huh? Isn't the real source of your anger having your lie exposed? You just don't get it. If I lied, it's cause you drove me to it. Austin Brown is suspicious and throwing out false accusations. As a lawyer, I'm afraid that's my job. Yeah, well, lawyers are crap. Keep making noise and I have to use my partner here on you. I'm the one making noise? Hey, so you wanna know the truth, huh? Think you can handle the truth, do you? Fine. Let's see you try. Feel the hit of my brutal death beat. Savage, right? Sweating bullets, ain't you? Am I? Yo, geezer, I got something to testify. Get ready for the howling of my soul. I call this chart topper soul screaming truth. Soul screaming truth. Music store my way I did win. Death truth is what you dread, hear me shred. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creep to the treasure room. And trailing from behind, hound of the sun, I saw patrol. After Albie he went. Me and my liquor girl, sweet, innocent and sweet, back to the storeroom, can't be beat. Now into power, ticket to midnight, blacker than the blackest black, robbing all sight. Yeah, baby, let that soul metal flow. What is that music? I've never heard anything like it. It's so fast, making my head spin. This is Damalan metal. Yo, geezer, how are those ears ringing? I don't know much about music, but I've got chills, and they're multiplying. You scared, lawyer man? Run away fast as you can. What a wonderful rhythm. The perfect accompaniment for further deliberations. Now, Mr. Nightstanding, what did you go to the music storeroom for? I wanted to put my Damalan away. She's my precious partner. Gotta give her a good rest after playing in the right. Then why did you lie before? Because you'd send me to hell. Huh? We all know about lawyers and their lying, lawyerly ways. Am I right, people? If I admitted I went to the storeroom, he'd have drummed up a false charge on me. Didn't want to get sent to hell. What do you say? Now I see why the Defense Culpability Act was passed. You feel me crying? Hey, what's up? Can't hear you. You ready to teach this lying lawyer, how we do things around here? That's his voice. I'm gonna lay it on one more time. The screaming truth of my soul. Soul screaming truth. The priestess's dance had come to an end. To the music storeroom, my way I did wend. Death, truth is what you dread. Hear me shred. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creep to the treasure room. And trailing behind, hound on the scent, I saw patrol. After Albie he went. Me and my girl, innocent and sweet, back to the storeroom, can't be beat. Then out went the power, ticket to midnight, blacker than black is black, robbing all sight. Blacker than black is black. Should I tell him that this thing glows? Glows in the dark. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? But it glows in the dark. Is that not a contradiction? But I don't see half of what he's saying. I suppose I can press the statements, but I'm really not looking forward to it. Alright, just press away. Press, press, press. Why do we like being stabbed by icy stairs in every direction? This silence is your answer, lawyer man. The audience knows the score. Just what we needed. A moment of silence to bid this lawyer baseless claim goodbye. Why did I have to hate a lawyer so much in this country? I said it before and I'll say it again, lawyer man. After the priestess's dance, I went to the music store room. You made your assertions clear, defense, but your argument is rather unsubstantialized. It's not good. What's so funny? Please let me understand. Nevertheless, the possibility is still there. You can't deny the witness could have killed the victim under the cover of darkness. You're forgetting one very important thing. It seems you've forgotten the outage happened by chance, not design. That's right. That's right. I did forget. It's not like the witness planned the outage so he can take advantage of the darkness. And without darkness, it would have been hard to sneak up behind Mr. Rowe and kill him. You're right. You and I would notice something coming up behind me. Well, defense, what do you have to say about that? What can I say about it? Mr. Wright, your claim is completely without merit. Unless you want to argue that the witness somehow magically made the outage happen. Well, maybe not magically, but that's it. I contend the witness could have made the power outage happen with no magic necessary. You have a theory, defense? All he had to do was make use of something shown in this diagram. The breaker? What is the breaker? The witness in the circuit box in the room at the end of the hallway. There's nothing really magical about turning off the breaker, wouldn't you say? What the fuck is a breaker? Light breaker. Oh. Nice try, but the theory doesn't hold water, lawyer man. Why not? You're saying I turned the breaker off and snuck up behind Mr. Rowe and hit him? In pitch black darkness with no source of light whatsoever? Is that what you're saying? With lights off, that hallway is blacker than 100 midnights. You can't see the hand in front of your face. How could anybody come measure like that? Dude, you're so fucking loud, bro. You're so fucking loud. Unless there was somebody standing right there in front of the victim like the accused. Hats off. I hate it when he's right. But I can't just let this point stand. Whoa, maybe the victim was holding something that served as a guide? A guide through the darkness. Something that's more than a little vague, wouldn't you agree? You ain't gonna move the room with a half-baked hunch like that, bro. You gotta hit him hard. Really make him feel it, you hear me? Maybe the victim was holding something that served as a fire. Just like my verse, baby. Whoa. I'm afraid I don't understand the witness's lyrics very well either, but in the trial, your arguments have to be clear and precise. Let's see some of that clarity and precision now, defense. What do? I can. I can. Because there has to be something. Alright. It's this thing. It glows in the dark. I believe the victim was holding the treasure box. Hmm? Huh? Have you gone mad? Hold up. Wait. Have you gone mad? Well, the box glows in the dark, so we could use it as sort of beacon. Well, you're sure right. But why in the world would the victim be holding onto a treasure box? Well, because this nonsense lies again and the death penalty. There's no way to win them over. Defense. Are we going to be needing those tongue shears after all? No, your magistrate. Yeah, man, do it. And we can jam out to this lawyer streak of cane. Better get those screams of agony out now. Or you still have your tongue to scream with. I guess I'd better come up with a reason, no pressure or anything. As to why the victim was holding the treasure box, it can be easily explained as thus. Brain, don't fail me now. What reason could the victim possibly have to be holding the treasure box? The victim was holding the treasure box because he was... He was a thief? A security guard. He was the thief. There were two thieves then. He was the thief, he was the security guard. So there were two people trying to steal the box. Am I right? It's an idea that just happened to stumble upon. Here goes the bluffing. And it would turn this whole trial upside down. Hello, defense? Are you still with us? Insert this easy explanation you promised. Isn't it possible that it was because the victim himself was the thief? The victim. The thief. Albie, you told me he was a nice man. What kind of bull are you spewing now? Your Majesty, this guy's off his rocker. If the victim was a thief, everything we've learned so far would all make sense. And give us a completely new way to interpret the victim's actions. After the morning dance and devotion, Mr. Roll went to the treasure room. He grabbed the box of the treasure and started to take it off with it. But then he ran into Albie and the great stairs. This is why he pulled his gun on Albie. Then when the blackout occurred... Yeah, that's why he was wearing the mask. Mr. Roll was bludgeoned to death with the darkness. This explains why the victim would be holding the glowing treasure box in the dark, and how it would have been possible for the accused to kill the victim. And he was wearing the mask too, right? Do you have any idea what you're saying? You're unbelievable, lawyer man. I think you've lost it. Aha, that's the crazy thing I've heard. Oh? Devout believer? I won't allow you to disparage the victim's departed soul with unfound allegations. I hope you're prepared to back up your claim. Of course, Your Honor, Your Majesty. Oh, really? In that case, we can assume you have proof. Uh-oh. Proof? Do I have any proof? Can't back down now. I have proof in my dreams. Proof that I'm a thief. Wait, I just missed it. Very well. May have been left behind on a certain piece of evidence. Let's see your evidence, and be ready to stand behind it. Footprints, fingerprints, I'll take anything at this point. I need proof, something that would have been involved with the theft. And that might still have some trace evidence left on it. What is this? The sole key for opening the box. I understand he keeps it in his pocket at all times. What? Huh? What proof do you have that the victim might have been the thief? I need proof, something that would have been involved with the theft, and that might still have some trace evidence left behind on it. I don't know. That might still have some trace evidence left on it. What? What proof do you have that the victim might have been the thief? The murder weapon was forced open. Its contents were stolen, glows in the dark. Treasure box? That the victim might have been the thief. Defendant's fingerprints were found on it. Due to growing number of thefts around the temple, we'll be tightening security throughout. Therefore, all of the hallway shutters remain. It says, due to the growing number of thefts around the temple, we'll be securing security. We'll be tightening security. Maybe? Examine this piece of evidence. Ouch. If he was a thief, what's something he would have touched? Something he would have touched. If he was the thief, it's something he would have touched. Treasure box? Magatama key. Never mind. Something he would have touched. Something he would have touched. The treasure box. It's the only one left. My, you better hope that you're not more definitive in that defense. Yes, sir, Your Majesty. Very well, Billy. Bring the treasure box. There you are, defense. You're free to examine it. If I don't find something now, my entire argument up to this point will be blown. Plus, there's that little matter of the old tongue shears. I have to find something. I just have to. Now, to make sure I remember, I can rotate. I know how this works. It's the lock. There's blood on it. What? You son of a... You locked it. So, what's the big deal? I thought we can open with the key you're wearing. Yeah, I can. No sweat. Then why is there a bucket load of dripping... Is there a bucket load dripping off of you over there? I think I'd like to open this box back up again. Could you lend me that Magatama key? Sure. Let's see, where's the keyhole? Well, it's the Magatama key. So wouldn't it go in the hole above the Magatama mark? It's the wrong one. It won't open. Would you look at that? The thief must have buzzed the lock when the forced the box to open. Really? Because I'm not sure about that. I better find proof that the victim was holding this box. This is the lock. It was forced open. I don't see anything else about it. Okay. Butterfly? Butterfly, what is this? More blood. Bloodstain. It shows the outline of the hand. Take a look at this. There's a bloodstain here that outlines the shape of a hand. Really? I'm gonna say that. You're right. Now I'm getting somewhere. I believe the bloodstain in the outline of the victim's hand was as he was holding the box. Even as he was being struck, he held on tight to the precious treasure box. He had gone through a lot of trouble to steal it. The blood from his head wound splattered across his hand and onto the box. Don't let yourself be taken in. It's just more of his lawyer deceit. What do you mean? Mr. Wright, where's your proof that the outline is the victim's hand? Huh? I should have seen this coming. Are there fingerprints on it? By your tongue. Just put his fucking hand over it. See if it fits. Defense, how about it? Do you have any proof that the outline is the victim's hand? Just put it on. Take his glove, slap it on, you know, see if it fits. Please submit your evidence. What evidence shows that the outline of the treasure box is that of the victim's? Oh, there it is. There's blood on it. I've got it. Here's the evidence. Mr. Payne, despite your claims about my forked tongue, it just so happens I have the proof you require. You do? That's right. Here in this crime photo. It is where? Please point it out. What proves that the blood stain outline in the box is that of the victim's hand, you ask? Right there. There's blood in his gloves. Take a look at the victim's hand. See this? That's blood. What? If we place Mr. Rowe's hand inside the bloody outline, you think the blood in his hand will complete the splatter? Exactly. Here goes nothing. And if they do form one complete splatter, it would prove my theory is correct. Then the victim really was holding the box. I'm willing to bet my life on it. He already did! He already bet his life on it in the beginning. The defense reasserts that the victim was the thief who stole the treasure box. You can't be serious. Then what is Jesus doing here? I protest. There's no way they would even match up. I say, talk about tongue karma. Sounds like he just bit his. What's the matter, Mr. Payne? Did you hear your forked tongue get tangled up in there? Or were you trying to submit your own tongue to the court? Why you? What is he pointing at? I can hardly believe it. Apparently, not everything out of the defense's mouth is a bluff. Of course not, Your Majesty. This tongue doesn't lie. I'd like to continue to use my tongue in the future too, if you wouldn't mind. He never has to know it really was a bluff. No, not Mr. Roll. I can't believe it. I'm sorry, Albie. I know it's upsetting news. He must have needed money badly, probably to support his family. Those bum-ass brothers and sister. Oh, so that thing Mr. Roll would say to me. Albie, you train hard to make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. Oh, that's what it was for. Yeah, he's probably warning you not to end up a thief, Mr. Roll. Just wait 1 minute. If the victim was a thief and he was holding the treasure box, that means Mr. Roll was holding the murder weapon when he was killed. He hit himself with it? That's a good point. It doesn't make much sense, does it? If the victim was holding the treasure box, it couldn't have been the murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must be something else. The real murder weapon was something else. The blood was thought to have gotten in the box when the box was used as a weapon. But it turns out that it wasn't the case. The blood splatter on the treasure box the victim was holding was when he was struck with the real weapon. That's what really happened. Isn't that right, Mr. Understanding? Are you insinuating I'm the one who used the real murder weapon? Are you saying I'm wrong in my understanding? You got me riled up, lawyer man. I feel a song coming on. Looking for a weapon that just doesn't exist. Pathetic looking at. Drop into the abyss. Make a mistake, you can disappear, just like magic trick. Go worthless, lawyer man. Done and buy a weapon. For you, miserable wretch. Hell doth beckon. Yeah. I don't need to remind you, defense, that your life is on the line. I know, Your Majesty. Yet you're prepared to risk it on this mere ideal of a real murder. You know, I'm a good bluffer. Death to the lawyer. This is it. The moment of truth. Can't back down, not now. Your Majesty, I am. I'm confident the real murder weapon does indeed exist. That's a bold claim, Mr. Wright. Now let's see you back it up. Show us which piece of evidence points to this real murder weapon. Gladly. I knew which one it was. What would somebody like Understanding use to bludgeon someone? His guitar? Now then, defense, please submit your evidence to the court. I'm guessing it's this guitar, right? Oh? Oh? I just noticed. Why is it a different guitar? It's a different guitar. What I'm about to present is really nothing more than a possibility. He's bluffing, basically, but this thin thread is all I've got. Allow me to direct the court's attention to the photo of the morning of dance and devotion. The photo? How's it gonna help you, Mr. Wright? There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me. Where'd you get this guitar? Yeah, what's this something, huh? This thing here is odd, to say the least. Mr. Understanding? Why is the instrument you're holding different from the one you're playing in the photo? Would you look at that? They're completely different shapes. I believe you said your gamelan was your one and only. Well, Mr. Understanding, what do you have to say to that? I got nothing to say. Allow me to answer for you. They're different because the one in the photo is no longer in playable condition. You struck him with it, not after you used it to bludgeon Mr. Roll to death. My old partner wasn't doing so hot, so I brought her sister along, that's all. Where is it, though? In that case, submit your old Damelon to the court as evidence. Too bad. Too late. Got rid of her yesterday. Yesterday. Burdened her up with the rest of the trash. Ashes to ashes, baby. Haha. And I see more trash right here in this court that needs to burn in fire as hell. Lawyer trash. Now there's no proof to show. Come on, that was pathetic. Your agony can sound better than that. Where's that great scream of yours? Objection! Yigiati! I think I've heard enough. Seems the defense is unable to produce the evidence it needs to prove its assertion. You're a magistrate, that's only because the witness destroyed it. Evidence is everything in court. Don't tell me you've forgotten the most fundamental principle of your profession. Without sufficient proof, your claim that Mr. Understanding is a murderer is no more than a conjecture. That's the pained expression I've been looking for. By the way, there seems to be one more thing you're forgetting. You accused Mr. Understanding of being the thief, but the real thief turned out to be the victim. Uh-oh. With that, Mr. Understanding's purported motive for murder goes out the window. Great point, prosecutor. You tell him. If I had been there, I would have just collared Mr. Roll and gotten the treasure back. But you took it. There wasn't any reason for me to kill him now. Was there? Sounds to me like Mr. Understanding has been completely wrongfully accused. Unfortunately as it may be, I think it's time to hand down the verdict in this case. Not good. Not good. Defense, I trust you understand what you you'll receive for taking on this case. What do? The murder weapon is destroyed, and now I've got no motive. Or I'll be convicted, and I'll lose my life too. You wasted this court's time and disparaged everything we hold sacred. We should charge you with less majesty in addition to the crime of abetting the accused. You should pay for discrediting my good name. Bye-bye, lawyer man. Time for you to do some repenting in the Twilight realm. This guy's guilty as sin, I just know it. He must have had some reason to kill Mr. Rule, but what? Come on, people. Let me hear you scream and shout. Do we get the logic chain? Do we get the logic chain? The thing did at the time turned my thinking around. I should be giving about what kind of situation would give him a motive. Did you steal it? He said. We know that Mr. Roll was the thief and that he had gotten his hand on the box. So then why? Why in the world did he ask Albie that question? What about the treasure box with the prompted him to? He stole it already, right? Now it all makes sense. Like Pocoka. What you trying to say? Muttering and squealing yourself. Sounds like you knocked something loose upstairs. Your Majesty, please hold off on ruling just a little while longer. Don't tell me you're gonna start begging for your life now. No, Your Majesty, that's not it. It's just that I realized something important. We've been operating under serious misconception this whole time. Misconception, you say? That's right. A mistaken notion about the treasure box. But could it be true? If so, there's still a lot to figure it out. Very well, let's hear what you gotta say. More than nonsense, he's just stalling for time. This is your last chance, defense. Second, I find it really is nothing but nonsense. No amount of begging will stay my hand. Understand? Yes, Your Majesty. Now then, defense, what is the misconception you mentioned? The thing we didn't realize about the treasure box was that it was empty. It was gone. It was empty. What if the treasure box was already empty from the start? What? What? Please recall that when Mr. Roll ran into the alibi in the start, he asked the boy a question. Did you steal it? He said. Also recall Mr. Roll was holding the treasure box at the time. So why then did he ask Albie the question that he did? That is a bit peculiar, isn't it? Not at all, Your Majesty, once you realized that by the time Mr. Roll got the treasure room, the treasure box was already empty. I beg your pardon? Mr. Roll suspected that Albie had gotten to it first, which is why he confronted Albie when he ran into the boy on the stairs. How would the victim have known the treasure box was empty? He didn't have any way of opening it. Once a year, the victim had duty of carrying the treasure box to the palace. He was so proud when he put his charge in guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. He would have been able to tell you by the weight when he lifted it that the box was empty. I see. I suppose he would have been able to tell, wouldn't he? Mr. Roll most likely decided to at least steal the empty box. If it's an important historical artifact in and of itself, after all. What's your point, Mr. Wright? What does any of this have to do with Mr. Understanding? My point is this. It gave Mr. Understanding a motive to murder the victim. A motive? Mr. Understanding, keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, isn't it? So if anyone had found out that the treasure was missing, you would have been accused of incompetence. From the moment Mr. Rowe discovered that the treasure was gone, his fate was sealed. Because you decided then that he had to be silenced forever. That's absurd. Can you believe the stuff that comes out of this guy's mouth? This is all just a colossal joke. So then what really happened to the treasure? It had been stolen long before this incident occurred. By Mr. Peace, Love, and Understanding himself. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to accuse Mr. Understanding? Your Majesty, please don't listen to these trumped-up charges. The defense is grasping. The treasure box can only be opened with the key Mr. Understanding holds. Who else could have stolen the treasure? He doesn't have the key, man. Your Majesty, I call for a swift ruling. The defense has successfully presented a new possibility to this case. Understanding? Would you care to make any statements in response to the defense's claims? Another testimony? This is all bull. My noggin in a rage cage and is ready to explode, baby. Instructor Understanding, please calm yourself. I'm not gonna take it. No, I ain't gonna take it. I dutifully washed over the treasure with pride. And now I'm getting accused of stealing it. This lawyer is lying scumbag. Yep. You better believe I got something to say. Death to the lawyer. Lying lawyer. Is he gonna do the testimony thing? Yes, he is. Alright. Lying lawyer. Steal the founder's word? Me? I did it? This lying lawyer is insults to no alone woman. All the time I guarded the word faithfully and sacred duty to the Holy Mother. It's easy to see. For what? Like 3 months? Hands unclean, the accused did the deed, forced the box open, no key did he need. Lying lawyer, condemn him to hell, kick him, throw him into a prison cell. Either the treasure box was forced open by the accused, as the witness claims, or Mr. Understanding didn't open it, as the defense claims. It's your last chance to cross-examine. Yes, Your Majesty. If you're unable to prove that your assertions by the end of this cross-examination, then the DC Act will come into play, and both of you and the accused will lose your lives. I understand. Life or death. It all comes down to this. Mr. Wright. Don't worry, Albie. I'm here to defend you. I promise it'll be alright. It's just a deal. Can't let Albie down. I have to win this trial. I have to prove that only Understanding could have stolen the treasure. This is your requiem. The last song you ever hear on this mortal coil. Lying lawyer. Steal the founder's word? Maybe just press him. Press him wherever. I don't have any proof. Mata! Huh? Would not lock. A different way to open it? A different key? If the accused really didn't force that, how do you explain why the lock was busted and wouldn't open? A different key. A different key is required to open it. A different key to open the box. As we saw earlier, your box wouldn't open with understanding this key, which means a different key was used. Can we? Of course not. Can't prove that it doesn't exist. A different way to open it. There's a different way to open box. Sorry, your real grounds to answer something yet. Yeah, I feel another song coming. Delusional, man. There ain't no other way. Delusional, am I? Can we try it? The secret is obviously hidden in the box. The treasure box. Yeah? And where in the box is the secret exactly? Well, those carvings. Definitely something going on there. Are you sure? Got a little desperate, defense. Desperate? Not at all. Listen up, lawyer. From the 7th century, carries Gautama, so elementary. Yeah. Okay, so add to testimony. Crying butterfly in the 7th century, carries Gautama, so elementary. Alright, press this shit. Yeah, why don't you check it out for yourself then? I think I'll do that if I could. I'm afraid I haven't discovered anything. I'll return it now. In this case, there must be some secret trick to the key. There's just no reasoning with this man. That's right. He discredited the box by opening without using the Mitama key. Wait, what did he just say? I'll sing it as many times. Only the Mitama key unlocks the treasure, force it open, and reap the founder's displeasure. Ew. Ew. For the forgetful defense's sake, could you please add that to the testimony? Let's see. Have him change it. I believe the witness just made or saying a very important statement. Have it switched. Only the Mitama key unlocks the treasure. Force it, rape the founder for this treasure or something. Maybe something like it can change shapes. Just like any Magatama key, the key is made of a translucent material. One look and it's pretty obvious you can't change shapes. But I felt there was something odd about it. Have another look at the evidence. Okay. What about it? Keeps... only the Mitama key unlocks the treasure. You said the Mitama key? Why does he have the Magatama key? Just a minute, Mr. Understanding. You called your key the Mitama key, didn't you? But didn't you use the Magatama key? Oh. The Mitama key. What is that? I don't know, Your Majesty. But apparently, this is a rather crucial question. What's the big deal? You said the wrong thing, so what? A for effort, Mr. Right, but your grandstanding betrays your desperation. What say you, defense? Is it an important detail? Judging by Innocent's reaction, I'd say it's everything my agreement needs. Yes, Your Majesty, it's very important. This key is apparently not the Magatama key, but rather the Mitama key. And I believe this discrepancy holds great significance for the defense. Nah, man, just meaningless mistakes. Insignificant. You're riding the crazy train to nowhere, lawyer, man. Your Majesty, please don't pay the defense any heed. It's all nonsense. To tell the truth, I'm not really clear on what the defense is driving at myself. However, I'm eager to find out. The defense will explain yourself like your life literally depends on it, because it does. Now then, is the name of the key important detail? Yes. Because the Mitama key is connected to the Founder's Orb. I see. Very well. In that case, please show the court the grounds in which you're basing this claim. You claim, of course, show grounds. Can you not, defense? Of course. What can I say? I have to come up with something. Anything. Even if it's just a bluff. Mitama. There has to be something somewhere that ties Mitama and the word together. Don't keep me waiting, defense. What evidence shows a connection between the Mitama key? When the butterfly embraces Mitama, the favorite of the... whatever this is. What's that? The Song of Ceremony. All this time, the answer was right there in front of me. The Song of Ceremony during the Dance of Devotion. Your Majesty, the Song of Ceremony tells the treasure of the founder of Cryonism. But hidden within its lyrics is a secret behind how to really open the treasure box. Holy Mother... But how can that be, defense? The Song of Ceremony contains the following lyrics. When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. I believe Mitama here refers to the Mitama key. Oh yes, it's the same word, but that doesn't mean... We've been calling this key the Magatama key, and that's why I inserted the key to the lock with the Magatama design on it, but that was obviously not the right way to use it. I suppose you know how to use it the right way? I do, Your Majesty. Flip it vertically. Turn this Magatama shape upside down like this. Oh, it's a soul. It becomes crying a symbol of the otherwise Mitama. Oh my, you're absolutely right. But now what? What do you do with it? It's too big to fit in into the lock that way. I knew he was just bluffing. Bluffs and lies are only tools of his trade after all. There must be some other place to keep, but where? Let's see. When the butterfly embraces Mitama. Can we see the thing again? The butterfly. There it is. There it is. Right there. I got it. My goodness. This treasure box. It's really open. No way, man. What? No. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a real secret behind the Song of Ceremony. It's the true key to opening the treasure box. It's all over, Mr. Payne. How so? Let's say someone was fooled into trying to force open a front-facing lock open. Sadly for them, it wouldn't budge. That's because the lock is, after all, just a decoy. Then, what you're saying is, neither the victim nor the defendant would have been able to open the box. They before, therefore, had no way of stealing the treasure. The only one who could have stolen it is the man who knew about the Mitama key. Please let me understand. I'm not done yet. Please recall to the scene of the crime. On the floor by Mr. Roll's body was the very unlocked and very open treasure box. Only someone who knew how to open the box could have left it in that state. And so, there can be only one true culprit. Admit it, Mr. Understanding. You're the one who killed Mr. Roll. Aye. Meltdown time. He's still playing. Cuckoo, cuckoo. I found him. I got him. Curse him. It's all his fault. Why didn't he try to steal the treasure? Oh. Why'd I have to spot him with that box? On my way to the storeroom after the morning dance, it's his fault I had caused that blackout and clocked him good. I couldn't let my secret get out. Nobody could know the treasure box was empty. I'd lose my position as head monk. Who knows what else they'd do to me. I couldn't let. I had to stop them. What a shocking development. I can scarcely believe it. Nothing like this has ever happened since the DC Act was enacted 23 years ago. 23. Isn't Apollo 23? Not sure. My perfect, unblemished record destroyed. The incredible pain ruined. No. He's bald, bro. What happened to her hair? Did the lawyer really win? I can't believe it. No way. Can't be happening. Peace, I said, peace. Honestly speaking, I'm just shocked as everyone else. But the truth has been made known. It's time for me to give my verdict. In the name of Holy Mother, this court finds the accused, I'll be your guide, not guilty. Butterflies. Hey, there's bugs on your water. Hey, man. You got bugs in your courtroom. Do you need some pesticide? Huh. Quite a commotion. People in the gallery shows no sign of clearing out. Can't believe it. Not guilty. I'm in shock. Can you believe it? The other dude was guilty. I feel everyone's eyes on me. This can't be happening. It's impossible. Holy Mother, preserve us. I've never been in defendant lobby quite this uncomfortable. Mr. Wright. Albie. Thank you. Thank you so much for what you did for me. Saved your life, bro. I'm glad it turned out okay. Let's touch and go there for a while. I'm really sorry, Mr. Wright. I had a really hard time trusting you at first. That's okay, Albie. I know how unpopular lawyers are in this country. But how did it ever get this way in the first place? Allow me to explain. At first, I wish I could explain, but I really don't know why. I never even questioned it before today. By the time I was born, all the lawyers were already gone. As far back as I can remember, verdicts have been based on her benevolence insights. Right. Rafa, the real person. So who's the person before her? She's 14, right? So who did it before her? You said 23 years. You would imply that the trial of his countries are unfair? Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impurity. So how old was she when she started doing this thing? And who was the person before her? For her part, I'm sure she really believes in what she says, but even with her benevolence divination skills, lawyers are still unnecessary. Are still necessary. Without proper defense, people could easily wind up receiving wrongful convictions. Mr. Rai. Shh. Huh? Don't say that out loud. People might think you're a rebel. You could be arrested. Without proper defense, people could easily wind up receiving wrongful convictions. What? A rebel? That's right. One of those people going against their queen in the court system. The queen? They call themselves the Defiant Dragons. Apollo's dad. And they're led by a scary guy named Dirk. They'll do anything to overthrow her eminence, even commit crimes. Dirk. I remember people in the gallery mentioning that name. The thing you're saying sounds a lot like the stuff they say. But you're not scary like that Dirk guy. What happened to your... Where's your teeth, bro? Dirk? No. Yeah, you. I want to talk to you, see? Flight, is it? Right, sir. Phoenix Wright. And you are? Minister of Justice. The name's Inga. Inga Kirkokrine. I oversee the whole legal shebang. I was watching the three-ring circus in there. You were? Wow, Minister of Justice. So he's in charge of the entire court system. Defense, culpability, act, and all. So you're the reason why it's all messed up like this. Minister Inga, how are you, sir? Run along, mini-monk. Grown-ups are talking here. Alright, see ya. Very sorry, sir. May I help you with something? Just wanted a good look at you. Guys like you aren't exactly a dime a dozen around here. Huh, well then. He's eyeing me like I'm some kind of exotic creature in a cage. Yeah, might as well share this little morsel with you. Turns out Ro was the seasoned thief. A repeat offender, see? Had my men look into it, and they found all the booty he'd pilfered right there in his that's bullshit, because he sells them. Right? He sells them to make money. So I know you're bullshitting. He seems like such a nice man. Why, Mr. Earl? Why? He gotta feed his family. Right? A mook. How could you say that? Guess all kinds of sob story. Guess you common folk all misty-eyed, huh? Anyway, another thing. I had my men check out that understanding fella too. He wasn't the one with the sticky fingers. It's the insurgents. Huh? They put the squeeze on her head. The squeeze on her head monk, apparently. So he gave up the founder's orb and tried to keep it hush-hush. Wow, I see. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, say, White. That was a cute little number you pulled in my courtroom today, wasn't it? First not guilty ruling in 23 years. You're making waves, see? Stirring the pot, catch my drift? X. But thanks to that song and dance, we know our precious nation treasure got nicked. So I'm gonna call it a wash and let it slide this time. But all I did was defend the accused. You'd do best to read between the lines here, chump. You're standing on thin ice. Get my drift? Alright, I'm out. I'm out, bro. I'm just gonna see Maya and I'm out of here. Do both of us a favor. And keep an eye on the path you're walking down. Alright, man. I'm out, bro. I'm out. I'm just gonna see Maya and I'm out of here. This ain't your turf, buddy. Never forget whose soul you're standing on. Yikes. He was kind of scary, wasn't he? Yeah, well, no use worrying about it. We have more important things to think about. Such as, when can we continue the sightseeing tour? Anytime, sir? Plenty of time until Miss Maya's training ends. There's still lots more temples to see, and all kinds of local food to eat. I can show you the natural beauty of the area and the waterfalls. Using training, I've shown you the breathtaking mountain view, the paths of devotion yet, and there's plenty of visiting. Quiet realm. Alright. Slow down, Albie. Plenty of time. Wait. And foot massage. Walking on a bed of nails doubles as foot massage. Alright. You bet. Maya. I wonder how she's doing. Hope she's okay. What happened to her tooth, though? You need some tooth care? Uh-oh. Damn.
風が吹き始めたのかもしれんな。
End. Save. Alright. Continue. Later.